Howdy all.
Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Oh, I forgot my
How you
my
feeling,
cranial
Barry?
appendage.
I have an extra one for you if you need
Oh,
it.
thank you.
So, there we go. My Fez insert. There you go. Howdy. Wow, we were just talking before going on the air about old stuff, but
Old times. I keep my old times right next to my old Rosemary.
Well, I don't mind that because that was the formative days of the dog.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
hearing all the history behind
That's when it all started.
Behind the music type thing.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah. No, that shit, that stuff was the kind of stuff that made us quite
Who you are today.
Right before you even finish the sentence.
rightfully obscure.
Those kind of things that
made us what we aren't today.
Yeah, there was some crazy stuff back in the old days, man. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we did some. Yeah.
A lot of drugs.
Yeah, not too many different ones, but a lot of the same ones.
I wanted to try each one once.
What? What'd you say?
NyQuil.
NyQuil was the thing that for us in our room. It turned out that we had NyQuil all the time, but because we were always sick, because it was always 7,800 degrees below zero and snowing, so I always kept NyQuil on, and people would always do. And it turned out that that's the stuff that was really screwing people up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all the other stuff was just okay. It was the NyQuil. I swear to you. That's what
so many times I've seen.
Turned out to be nothing.
What's that?
I said the Listerine turned out to be nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Spit that right out. But the NyQuil, no, really, the NyQuil, people get hallucinations. I can't have NyQuil now.
So you're the reason why it's locked up now?
I hope the people who made it should be locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk about Oxy. I mean, NyQuil was the gateway drug to Oxy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we would
Especially when you were
fill our
broke.
bongs with NyQuil.
What's that, Steve?
I said, especially when you were broke.
Yeah,
Oh,
we used to toast at the end of the night sometimes. We would all get a little thing of NyQuil and okay, NyQuil. Yeah, but it wasn't for drug reasons. It was because we were sick. If you wanted to meet women, you could go to the student bar, or just go where everyone else went, to the infirmary to get a throat swab and find out whether you actually had a flu. You know, it was everyone's in line.
I never got the throat swab.
What class are you in? Oh, I'm in history. Oh, that's awesome. You got Johnson? No. I got Weybrider. Oh, I heard she's a bitch. You know it.
Well, it is like that area is like the coldest place in the continental U.S.
Is it?
Between Syracuse and Buffalo.
I know. I think it's the
I feel like
windiest.
Minnesota's colder though. Yeah, I would say windy.
Oswego is pretty chilly.
Well, that's that area.
Yeah,
kind of
the
that
same
area.
area, but I don't think it's the coldest.
Like my sister went to school at Plattsburgh, and that's pretty pretty bad. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Plattsburgh is like an hour from where I grew up. I went there all the time. It wasn't that bad.
Plattsburgh, sure.
I mean, I was north of Plattsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah,
this geography lesson is brought to you by NyQuil.
NyQuil. What else are you gonna do?
Barry, where's your map?
I left
NyQuil,
it
because
in
it's
my other
snowing.
pants.
Yeah, Tom, remember that night we tried to hitchhike from Rochester to
I was telling somebody about that just last week. I don't remember why. I think somebody was talking.
Somebody stiffed us at a Tull concert.
Yes, we were talking about Jethro Tull or something like that, and I said, that we had gone to this soul concert with a van with a bunch of guys, and they left without us from school all the way to Rochester, and we started to try to hitchhike back from Rochester to Brockport, which is a good 45-minute drive, in freezing snow at night on an interstate.
And you still live to tell a tale?
Well, we did finally get picked up, Steve.
Yeah, by a couple of state troopers.
Yes,
I was waiting for that.
They took pity on you?
They're always on.
they did.
interstate
They,
there.
they took us back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And you know-
too. I remember there was one Halloween in Clifton Park, New York. It was freezing, and there was a police officer. We asked for a ride back home. He didn't do it.
Mm.
He didn't like you as much.
No.
Well, I blanked this out. I completely forgot about this until
Clifton, New Jersey thing?
no.
I mean, you blanked out Alex's whole childhood.
Yeah, he tells that every week, and I just keep blanking. No, I think it was when we were doing Are You Serious a couple of years ago. I think Steve mentioned it when we were talking, and I completely blanked it out. I forgot about it until he said it, and it was like, oh, we did do that. We did almost die. Oh my God. Ooh. We would have died.
Oh yeah.
We would have died.
Right. Unless
And we would have had it coming too.
they'd have found us, like Jack Torrance at the end of
The Shining.
Shining.
It's
Just
I'll
frozen
tell you.
on the interstate wall. People asking questions.
Except like
What are
this.
they doing going to a Jethro Tull concert anyway if they're in college?
that campus was like The Shining. I went there once after graduating, and I was in Florida. I went up to New York to visit people, and then took a train for some reason up to Rochester there in the middle of the winter, and went back to visit some people. Well, you were there, Barry, weren't you? What? You were still there when I came back. I think I
You
stayed
came
with
with
you.
That's right. That was like 1980 or something.
Yeah. I stayed. I think I stayed overnight with you one night.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so I wound up back at the campus around 10 o'clock at night, and I was going to head to the radio station, and I swear it was like The Shining. It was just glowing snow, like what? Ooh, it was.
I can just see the three of you getting to school, and they're giving you the tour of the campus. They're like, "So, you sure the three of you are okay being locked up here in all winter without any?" And you guys are like, "Yeah, we're fine."
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What do you mean, man?
Hey,
Just
that's
don't
the
go into
easiest
dorm room
job ever.
237.
Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about? I love that lady. I'm in there every night.
I remember I walked into the radio station, into the control room, and what's his name was on the tall guy, Steve
Howard Stern.
No, in our radio station.
Who? Marty?
No, the tall.
Scott Monkarsh?
No, I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me. So he was doing a show, and I walked in. I was very quiet because he was on and off the mic, and he's, "Oh, good to see you, man. That's great. Yeah, okay." And I'm being very quiet, and I reached over to shake his hand, and my jacket hit the tone arm of the record that he was playing. I said, "I'm back."
Now, do you remember when you and I went up in about 1990?
Oh shit! Yes, I do.
You want to talk about a rude awakening?
That was crazy. Well, we're not going to do that to these people, are we? We can save that for another show because, this is all fresh in my mind. But still, I mean, it was pretty screwed up.
30 years ago.
Yes, it was. Now that
Yeah, well, you can imagine they changed. That was the year that they changed the drinking age to 21.
What was it before?
Like 18.
Oh,
When
I
we
didn't know
were
it
up
was so
there, it
recent.
was 18. And then when we went back up there, it was 21.
so there was no more college bar.
Oh.
So we ran down the stairs in the student union to go to the college bar, and wall. what happened? So, oh, that's right. Oh my God, nothing is the same. And everybody, it was the end of the 80s, so everybody's walking around in these bright colors like they're
DoorDash and all this other.
Devo or some shit. And, when we were there, it looked like Woodstock. It was crazy, and to see all these colors of Benetton running around the place, it was crazy. It's like, doesn't anyone here get messed up? Doesn't anyone here? No.
Come on, there was what? The only bar left was Barber's, right?
I don't know.
I mean, the Barge was gone. The BVI was
all
gone.
the town was nothing but bars.
The Rocks was gone. Yeah,
they're all gone. Yeah, I know.
Now all the bars are like self-help studios, and like therapists and stuff. Like everybody goes out for their trauma sessions.
What kind of a car was that, Pat?
See what?
What kind of a car was that?
That was a Honda Accord.
Oh, okay.
Sounded a little bit more.
And then I think around the same time, the bars went from closing at 4 to closing at 2.
Yeah.
Boy, New York is such a party pooper.
Upstate. Oh my God.
Oh God Almighty!
I mean, other than the bars, there was nothing to do.
No.
No place to eat. There was nothing to do. It was just miserable.
So it was like Vermont.
Did you guys ever ski in the winter?
We didn't.
Inadvertently.
Yeah. But there was a campus not far from ours where they did. And even in our campus, you could go to the student union and give them your card and sign out a pair of cross country skis.
Oh, okay.
You could, or snowshoes. You could get snowshoes or cross country skis in the student union. People didn't do that there, but they did it in, was it Oneonta or whatever? Further east, they did that. It got bad.
Were you there for Lake Placid when the Olympics were up there?
No, that was long after.
No, but Brockport, I believe, was the location of the first ever Special Olympics in the United States.
Oh, cool.
In
that was our graduating class.
Yeah, it was like 78 or 79.
Okay. You know what they need by Special Olympics, and really near all Olympics, is a supermarket. You know? Like
an A&P or like a
Price Chopper or Kroger or something.
Kroger's. Yeah.
Because people have to eat, you know?
People have to eat. And, I don't know. I don't care who you are in this country. When you need a Segway.
Kroger is the place to get it.
Kroger's
the place
where you go.
The place to get the Segway.
Kroger retail food. Judging the competition will be the persnickety and downright nasty Englishman, Simon Grau.
Well, thanks for that introduction, Twit.
Oh, boy.
Our second judge is an celebrity, Paula Notcool. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you, Bob.
Contestants are vying for the top spot as SMS's not-so-idle merchandiser. First, we have Willie Mae.
That's the thing that I don't like about Kroger is the people standing there
Iowa
waving.
to compete here tonight. Good luck, Willie.
In your face, Betty. I'm going to be America's next top merchandiser.
Our second contestant is Betty Don't. Betty is a part-time sister to a family of 13 in Atlanta and full-time pickle collector.
That's what
you think, Willie.
It is.
I'm going to be America's top merchandiser. Chew on that.
Chew on that.
Let's begin the competition with Willie.
The first thing that they have to do for the competition
Just
today,
know how to
Simon,
talk
is call
on the
in from
phone.
the customer service desk phone.
Let's get on with it already.
Number,
I've got a tea
number,
time
number,
at 2.
number,
Who's
number,
up
number,
first?
Number.
The bloke.
Cool it, Simon. Yes,
Number,
Willie's
number,
logging
number.
into the IVR with his ID, password, chain, and store number as we speak. For
I
those
don't
who might want to
understand.
try
Where's
out
the
for
milk?
American not-so-idle
Chain,
merchandiser,
chain.
remember that the chain number will vary by state or region.
So what if he can't bloody figure what the number is?
Well, he can refer to the IVR training manual, which
You can
obviously
remember
he
the
doesn't
handy
need.
song.
He's bloody lucky
105
he is.
558
Hey, just caught him. He must carry his badge in a
0253
visible location at all times. Clipped to his back pocket is not very visible.
It's early in the competition, Simon. Try not to eliminate him yet.
Oh,
We
boy.
should let future competitors know that they should
Yeah.
wear their select media
Where are
badge
those
for
hot
SMS
pockets?
accounts and their news group badge for TNG accounts.
Yeah,
It's time to move on to the receiving portion of the competition. Here, Betty is getting new products from the receiving area, specifically drug general merchandise, also known as
Here's the drug.
GM.
When it comes to receiving,
But
Kroger
there's-
stores may
We
vary.
drug-
we
The
drug it
drug
up from the
GM area
basement.
of the store is often in the back near the meat department.
You sailed through the
Always
first part
keep
of the
your drugs near
competition,
your
Betty.
meat.
What are some tips to get you through this portion?
Uh,
I'm going to
see,
eat
I
a
have
lot of
an invoice
granola to
that was
pace
left here by the
myself. I
driver,
worked on some
and I
breathing
take this
techniques.
invoice and I match it up with the
I've
totes that are
done
left by the
4
driver,
pre-climbs, so I
and
think
make
I'm
sure
going to
that
be
the
able to.
product here goes with this store that I'm working today.
Let's check in with Willie to see how he's doing.
let's do that.
Hey,
How you
Paula.
doing, Willie?
Making sure I know who I'm working with
Yeah.
at this store.
I'm just trying
So
to
it's
kill some
true
time.
that check-in and check-out varies by store and by division?
That's right.
In his head, Willie is
Some
still
stores,
practicing that
you'll be the
login.
receiver.
103 558
3177J
8754
star.
But you're supposed to know who you're working with. in each
Just
store.
like the song.
That's great advice. Thanks,
Looks like,
Willie.
looks like he's still thinking
And
about
on that
McDonald's.
note, make sure the drug GM or receiver knows
Where
that
sh-
you are
where
in
did
the
she
store
come from?
and that he or she has checked in the books prior to you servicing them.
Excuse me,
Look
when do
what
I get
Betty
that
is doing
gold?
right now. She's making sure Kroger personnel runs the store DSD through the back door, which
We have
means
Make
so
sure
many
not to
initials
put it in
here.
the top bucket.
The
Going to
DSD
back,
through the back door. Who doesn't
gotta
know
be
that?
your backdoor
designated for
man.
paperwork for the driver to see on the next visit. It's an extremely important step.
That's
We're
important.
back at the main line with Betty and Willie.
Where do
Let's
you
see
guys
how
get your
things are going.
magazines?
Betty? Well, you know, ever since I found my
Well, I
Kroger
can't
account
read.
newsletter and
I
the
go to
book reorder
Safeway.
forms, it's just been all downhill from there.
Where are those hot pockets?
Great,
Look
Willie.
at that! Look at that magazine over her right. Is it Arnold Schwarzenegger?
What you do is you enter your IVR number and then you use your
Thank you, Bud.
transaction code
Looks
and your
like
state
Betty and
code.
Willie have a little
Veranda.
cleaning up to
Veranda
do.
magazine.
Better them than me.
Because you have a hair appointment at 9, right, Simon?
Stamp it.
Anyway,
delish.
they're removing anything that gets in the way of completing their service.
Tart. They're starting to scan for out-of-date magazines.
Most magazines will have an end date on the cover or a sale
Yeah.
month on
Now
the
we know it.
spine.
The year this
Looks
was
like
filmed.
Betty is unsure, so she's looking at
2010.
the invoice.
Willie's
They didn't
ahead
teach
of the
me
game.
this in
He knows the
architectural
new Entertainment
college.
Weekly magazine, so he's switching it out. However, as a weekly, this title should be placed on the front shelf.
Look at the speed in which
Uh-huh.
Willie is
They caught
dropping
him already.
magazines on
Look
the
at
main
Willie
line.
go.
He's got
Willie's
to
a
make sure
maniac.
that they are
Willie,
placed on
stop.
the display by category or topic.
Like all magazines about me.
Willie, you're
are
making the rest of us look bad.
And the one magazine about you is in the back.
In your dreams, Simon.
But Willie seems to be slacking. All magazines
Oh, no.
should be full-faced, no overlapping, and no space between titles.
Willie's moving too fast and careless. He should know that overlapping may be caused by not pulling returns, and that should be checked first.
Willie needs to ensure there is no outdated product on the display. If it
Oh, look
turns
at that
out he has a
display.
Oh my God! It's so
issue, he
outdated.
should report it to customer
Lindbergh
service
baby
at
kidnapped.
Hey,
number
what are
on
they
the
doing with
screen.
putting my login
Now
number
we're
on
off
there?
to the
Hey.
registers.
Betty
They're looking
came
for
through
people to rat him out.
$5 on the main line, and
Rat
it looks
'em,
like she'll
rat 'em.
handle the registers the same way.
Oh, this one's
All
got
of the
no hot
magazines at
pocket
the register
coupons.
fixtures are planogram, so filling the pockets should be easy for
Yeah.
both of them.
It's a
If they're short on copies, they should contact
866
customer service.
466 7
Paula,
2
looks like
3.
Betty's hit a snag. She's out
Uh-oh.
of the checkout title. Just as she's doing
Oh
so.
no, she's been
She's not
I
out
snagged.
yet,
screwed it
Simon.
all up. It's supposed to
Doing
go the other
substitute-
way.
Substitute list.
I'm gonna
which
go and eat my
contains other
feelings.
magazine choices
Gotta plug in the
available
female
in
in.
space paid for by a publisher.
There's no snack
I believe her
worse than a
supervisor
Kroger
gave
snack.
her a copy.
No.
Betty's been very good at checking all the details. She pays attention to the checkout lane priority sequence.
Gotta
and
make sure everybody
protocol.
sees
You're
Celine
right.
Dion's Private
Most
Heartbreak.
Kroger stores
Yeah.
open with UCN
Struggle with infertility.
Making sure those
Yes,
magazine
it's a good
topics
thing.
are
Wait a minute.
full.
Tiger
I've
cheated
noticed
in
in
rehab?
my
Good thing it's
travels, there are
private.
certain regular
Yeah.
checkout lanes
That's
that
right.
are more
Front page.
heavily
Oh.
than others.
Nobody should know
Like
about
Betty
this.
here,
Top
we
secret.
should be packing out those checkout lanes while
They
using
call her the Baron.
sparingly at the registers that are seldom open.
I like her,
For
but
once,
she always
Simon,
looks like she's
sage
about to
advice.
cry.
Let's see how the gang is doing. Willie?
I've
I
moved
Well,
log
the
in
magazines
with
around, in which
7462.
I do every visit, ensuring that all the pockets have copies.
Yeah, pockets
you,
in the
Betty?
copies. I mean,
This
cockpits
is
in the
nothing new
pockets.
for me. This is basic merchandising. The only difference is that I make sure that the copies are pulled forward.
It's
the
just like
divider
when I
does
had a
not
goat
show.
farm.
This is a nice
Who
surprise.
you
Only
calling
this time
basic?
I'm putting
Keeping
away the
titles together,
magazines.
and they can easily be counted by the warehouse staff when they're returned.
Now for the more demanding part of our competition,
Uh-oh.
the book service. This service will make
Move
or
it, you
break
sons of
both our
bitches!
contestants.
You know,
Do they sell
Paul, you
anything
keep
other
bringing
than
up
books
this
and magazines at Kroger?
newsletter. Why
Not in
is
this
it
one.
really important?
The newsletter is considered to be the most important tool needed for
Kroger was a
servicing a Kroger
supermarket.
store. For
I
the
thought
book
so.
service, it explains what new books will arrive in the order and where they should be placed.
I didn't
It
realize
looks
there were
like
books
Willie
there
has a
either.
bestseller reorder
Well,
form.
now you know.
I take it it's included with the newsletter.
Publix
That's
doesn't
right,
have books,
Simon.
do they?
It also functions as the bestseller
Well,
planogram.
that's why we're not
Betty
watching.
jumped right in, servicing the book of the month fixture first.
This fixture includes some
No,
of the
Betty, you're
newest
not supposed
books
to
on
eat the
sale,
book.
such as the Book of the Month or Spotlight, as well as other
Wow,
books.
Nicholas Sparks.
That means my
so
book
good at
will
this.
show up on that.
Why did you put a book in front of the book? That was
Bloody
not a
wonderful.
Great.
good.
His head just keeps getting bigger. If you're watching Betty, she's displaying those titles on the national laydown or on sale dates on that exact date.
If a merchandiser is not servicing the store,
They
on
recently
that
revealed
day,
that 11% of the employees that watched this video went on to become serial
so
killers.
that the store will set the titles out on the book of the month.
And the other
or the
80%
OM
work in the
fixture.
cereal
Willie's
aisle.
taking the
That's
extra
right.
effort
Yes.
to follow up. He'll confirm on his next visit. that all
13% have
copies
yet
are
to touch a
displayed,
book at
and if
Kroger.
not, he'll place the remaining titles at that time.
I believe this is the only time product may be left in backstock.
New Book
Oh.
of the Month and bestseller signage also needs to be placed on the BOM fixtures.
One of the totes or a cardboard
Hey, the new James
shipper
Patterson
will
novel's
contain
in.
any feature signage that needs to be set with these titles.
Merchandisers will receive 2 shelf
072.
toppers
I hear
for
that's
each
a
Book of the
sequel
Month
to
or Spotlight
071.
title that will have 30 or 40% discount pricing.
When setting these books,
Excuse
they
me,
need
when did you
to
stop
place
selling
them
eggs?
with this signage on the proper fixtures.
These
Oh, we
titles
have a
are
book on how to buy
paperbacks,
eggs.
hardbacks, or trade paper titles. Both Betty and Willie are placing them on both the bestseller display
Honestly,
and BOM fixture.
Isn't Kroger
Our
a
contestants will have to
supermarket?
be
I
careful
always
here.
thought-
Seriously.
Kroger
I saw it in the
Don't forget to
background
tell
there.
them about the
Listen,
Kroger coffee
TNG could be
station.
fined for any discount signage not removed by the
I've never
scheduled
been in or near a
expiration date,
Kroger,
and the
so
book
maybe.
sells at the wrong
I
price.
guess.
That can be an expensive
I'm here at
mistake,
Kroger
Paula.
and it's being
It
overrun
certainly
for the
can
new
be.
Harry
Here,
Potter
Betty is
novel.
referring to the weekly notes and looking at the shelf talker to determine when it should be removed. The
Kroger.
notes
The
let
shelves
her
talk
know
here.
to remove the copies from the BOM fixture,
Worst case
refill the
of
bestseller
milk.
sections, and return leftovers.
Looks like Willie is moving ahead of Betty and is
Five,
ready for
five,
the
seven,
next
one.
step, which
He's
is
listening to his
servicing the
login code on
bestseller
his
fixtures.
earpiece.
Some
Nine,
Pretty
three, one,
crazy.
six, five, five, five.
Let's see, right back there, there's
As you know,
groceries
Simon,
in the like
bestsellers are determined on a weekly
other
basis
aisle.
and must be switched out accordingly. It looks like the weekly notes have helped Willie determine the position of every title.
Once
Next to
again,
the
Betty and
bestsellers.
Willie are
Excuse
visiting
me,
and
where are your
straightening,
paper
and will
towels,
place
Willie?
reorders
Oh,
for
you can
all
buy a
pages
big
of the
book
store.
and
Yeah,
just
yeah, I
use the
do see
pages.
other
Close,
stuff.
Paula.
It sure is, Simon.
Those
If
are
at
all
any
gift
time a
cards to buy the
display
books
or
at
fixture
Kroger.
which belongs in a Kroger store is missing or
That's
damaged,
for
take
food
note
since
of
they
it
don't have
and
the food
contact your
there.
supervisor.
Just know
Now
how
that
Apple
Look at
juice.
these
that.
Oh, here we go.
Food.
taken off the shelves and are no
No.
longer on
That's
sale,
it.
61935
merchandisers are placing them
Oh,
in
well.
their
Sour
entirety.
Hey,
cream.
Willie, what you
Again,
doing?
don't
I have
rip
no
off the
idea.
covers in the book totes or shopping carts, depending upon the drug GM's
That sour
preference.
cream did not look
The
refrigerated. That looked like a
SMS
shelf
is
there.
sent for
Yeah, but
additional
this
Maybe
must
it
be
was-
why there's
regarding
nobody
each
ever working
division's
at a
return
Kroger out front
procedures.
because they're all in the back
Betty
putting
added
stuff
her
in
final
boxes.
touch already
Oh,
by
that'll
wiping
do it.
down
Oh,
all of the
that's
messages
That'll do it.
serviced by SMS
Not enough
as she
dust in
filled
the
them.
air.
Willie waited until the end. Now he has to run back and clean. This is going to count
575
against him.
316
While Willie is
699.
wiping, Betty has moved onto the checkout. She's calling from the store phone
Uh-oh.
to log out of
108
the IVR.
867
Willie, I need your help.
76532
Willie, what are the numbers?
40.
The competition
Hey, it's
is
George
done.
R.R. Martin in the
Contestants
back.
are waiting for the final judgment. Who's going to be America's not-so-idle merchandiser?
Sure.
Well,
The
it
black
was a
guy
close
loses, of course.
contest, but Willie made a few mistakes with his organization.
Sure, pick on Willie.
So I'm going to vote
15,
no.
91.
Simon?
Paula,
And then
for once,
53.
I'm going to agree with you. Willie started out
Really?
strong,
He's going to lose the
got
promotion
details
because of
he could never
magazines.
do as an
Yeah.
SMS merchandiser
Nobody reads
Except how to
magazines
stack
anymore.
lettuce.
and was pitch perfect.
Poor Willie.
So it's yes for Betty and no for Willie.
Oh, no.
Congratulations, Betty.
Uh,
Willie,
What
good
is
luck
she doing
next
with her
year.
arms?
Well, this is Bob,
Just,
the announcer,
she's
and
just,
you've
working out her
watched
wrists.
Another competition of America's
Those
not-so-idle
long
shaking
hands,
his
man.
hand.
I
Keep
feel
shaking
like
his
I'm
hand.
done, dude.
There we
Let
go.
go of my
That was
hand.
They're still shaking hands this day. 10 years later.
Yes.
All right.
Woo. Yeah, we need that assessment
remember
tool.
The first time I had my small business assessment tool. It was a big day for me. Came in the mail. The whole family got around. We all opened it, unboxed
I
it
remember that.
together.
I remember mine. We've all got assessment tool stories. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they renamed it after SMS meant text message?
I don't know. Probably just gave it a number.
Yeah. Yep.
That was
Followed by a state code.
Yeah.
Followed by your
So they had
store
to-
number.
Mm-hmm.
Remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Memorize.
937.
Don't
That was
tell
not
anybody
very
yours, Barry.
informative.
I'm just trying to memorize them before the next video.
That was informative.
It was.
Oh wow.
It showed me things I did not know. Books and
How
magazines.
you know how to stack magazines.
Now I know where to get them. If I ever in my life ever need another magazine, which I can't imagine that I've ever needed one ever, other
Or a
than
book.
maybe Fat Freddy's cat. Other than that, I can't.
Well, that and the TV guide.
Yeah, the TV guide, definitely. I still use mine.
Yeah. Steve used to sell TV guides.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Over
right.
the phone?
Yes. I did too, but I got fired after 4 days.
Oh
But,
wow.
But Steve was good at it.
You're
Did you tell them they were going
guides?
extinct one day?
Do you remember any of the people we sponsored?
Oh, the Huntington Boys Club, the Long Island Kingsman Drum and Bugle Corps.
Wow.
Yes.
Were they
I
real?
remember the whole
County
spiel.
Policemen's Benevolent
Suffolk
Association.
County Police, yes. Police teams, yes.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the whole opening spiel. Hey, Mr. Johnson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Great. Good to hear it. Listen, tell you why I'm calling.
I'm making
calling on
macaroni.
behalf of
Can you hurry up? I like it al dente.
That's great. I'm calling on behalf of the Huntington Boys Club. You know, the boys got together.
Oh, geez,
and
the bubbles are getting
they need to
bigger.
raise some money. And so to do that, we're selling subscriptions
Oh,
to TV
geez,
Guide
it's spilling now.
60% off the newsstand price. You can get that used subscription to that. So
That's
why don't I put you
60%
down
off the newsstand price?
for a subscription? Okay.
I get mine at Kroger. Is that how much of it Kroger? All my periodicals come from Kroger. It's the place for meats and the news. Yeah.
This guy over there, he used to if the name that he was calling, we had lists. If the name he was calling was Italian, he'd be Italian. If the name he was calling was Irish, hey, I'm Steve O'Malley. How are you doing tonight?
I totally see you doing that too.
And he's sitting behind me, and I'm just sitting there
It's the only way
struggling.
Steve could keep his sanity. I imagine. You know.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. 4 days, and I crashed.
That's like my buddy Mike. They said that we can use fake names when we were calling for 9X phone. So he's like, "Hey, this is Richard Nixon calling."
Yeah, I got one guy once. You realize you've called a Catholic church. I said, well, then you must watch TV religiously. You can get 60% off the click.
That's when they fired you.
No, they would never fire me for doing that. They fired me for not selling shit. It was.
Does anybody like? Why do I need a TV guide? And you're like, your rebuttal is, does anybody need a TV guide?
I lasted about a month and a half because that was about how long it took them to realize that a lot of the tickets I was writing was bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Steve O'Malley. Boy, he sold a lot of TV guides he did.
10 sales from Steve O'Malley? Do we have a Steve O'Malley working here?
By the blood of Saint Menses.
That reminds me, there was a guy I worked with one time in sales who would change his name according to like the last names. When I lived in Montreal, because it was like so diverse, so he would change his name according to the last names, and he sold a lot. And they were like, "Why can't you be like him? He sells so much." I think I had 2 sales in 2 months, and they let me go.
Well, there was a guy. He was the lead set. It was a boiler room. It was like 12 or more seats, desks, and there was the guy up front, Jeff something.
Jeff Cohen.
Jeff Cohen. Was it?
Probably.
Well, he always got to call on behalf of the Suffolk County police teams. So when people would hear that, they'd think he was a cop. And he would never tell them he wasn't.
Right.
And if they asked him, he would say something non-committal. Oh, are you a policeman? Well, why would I be calling on behalf of our team if I wasn't? And so people would just buy this shit because
they think they're talking to the cops,
It's Glenn Ross. They gave him all the really good leads,
nice.
Because he could sell them. And I had these horrible leads, and I can't sell this shit. And then the manager would come by.
Remember his name?
Tom Schwinn.
Tom Schwinn.
Yeah, he would come by.
No relation to the bicycle.
Yeah, except he pedaled shit. He would come by with a putter, and he'd poke you with the putter. Get on the stick, schmuck. Get on the stick. And there'd be a big sign up front with X's next to your name when you sold shit, and he would poke you, and you point to the list, and he'd call the next person on the list, and he'd sell the shit because that's what he is.
Oh no!
Well, he never really dialed the number you saw on the list. He was always calling his house.
He was calling Steve O'Malley.
All I know is the Huntington Boys Club received 28 copies of TV Guide every week. Yeah.
Do you remember when we played golf with him?
Yeah, we played golf. This is a guy who walked around with golf clubs, is always talking about having been to St. Andrews in Scotland and all this stuff. And we played golf with him. He was literally the worst golfer I've ever seen.
That's
he
so
was
funny.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We were great.
Well, you almost got killed by him. I remember he hit a ball over the green, and there was like a mound there. So he's on the other side. You couldn't really see him, and Steve's on this side of the green, standing there with his golf club like this. And next thing you know, this ball comes flying over the other side of the green at Steve. And Steve, it doesn't even have time to react, and it hits the shaft of the club that's in his hand.
Oh no!
And bounces onto the green. And so if Steve's not standing there, if that's not in his hand, he gets killed. Yeah. So Schwinn comes over the hill and sees the ball is on the green. He's like, I meant
That's
to do that.
He almost murdered a guy to get there.
He was horrible. Nice guy, but he was horrible.
I remember one of us sliced one into the middle of the Sacticos Parkway.
That had to have been him. He was horrible.
I shattered a window that was like 90 degrees from where I was standing. Like literally, I'm here, the green's all the way down here, and this is the window that I hit. Like all I had to go is like, boom. But no, I went boom. And I
How did you do
literally
that?
and I was just moved to Canada, didn't have my immigration set up, and the people's window that I hit worked for the immigration office at the government of Canada. No bullshit.
You got the bird you were looking for.
The woman answered the door with her husband's shirt on, nothing underneath. I'm like, oh, great. You know, they were ready to have like some intimate moment, and then boom, here comes the American. Hey,
You
sorry,
shouted
I'm
it.
from Florida. I just shattered your window. Sorry about that.
Oh, I think I saw this porno.
They didn't ask me to come in and ask
Somebody invited
something
you in, yeah.
about.
Someone said you needed your VCR reprogrammed.
Yeah, it
That's
turns
how you
into a
got your
VCR
visa?
thing. I'm here
Well,
to fix on a cobble.
I sliced one once on a golf course down here many years ago, and it hit somebody's barbecue grill, and it was in there because they had houses right on the golf course, and it was in their backyard. So I went to go get it, and there it was underneath a Doberman pincher. Balls here, the Doberman pincher's there. Like, come on and get it, fucker. And so, I think I'll just drop one.
Yeah, I'm taking them all again.
I'm taking a Doberman. Yeah.
Doberman.
That might be the funniest thing that's ever been said on this show. If that was a
All right,
compliment.
see you guys. Have a good night. See you next week.
Hello, everybody.
Taking a Doberman. All these years, and I never thought of that. Oh God! See what happens. See, Barry's he's still feeling the effects of whatever drug is inducing his health problem.
Yeah.
Oh, how's your flu, Barry?
Oh yeah, why don't you ask him now?
My
I,
flu is
you guys were talking when I
Nobody
came
said
on.
anything. I
You
said,
wanna
how you
talk to him?
feeling, Barry? That's the first thing I said. Go back and watch the replay.
I didn't get a word in when you guys
I
were
looked on the video
You guys
tape.
were reliving old times.
Alex needs to
Not
get
my
credit
fault.
for the how you doing.
We now go to the Dawn Patrol slow-mo cam. Here we can hear Alex ask, listen closely.
Okay, we do have. Let's see, we do have. Hang on. Yep. Yeah. It did ask him.
That was Barry when he was in the pink.
How are you
Barry
feeling,
when
Barry?
he's feeling good.
Oh, my flu is great. Do you want to talk to it?
So you still have the flu after 2 weeks?
It's right here. Very mild, but yeah, still kind of lingering on.
It's been more
really
than 2
fun.
weeks.
It's really, it kind of gives me a feeling of like illness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
like-
Yeah.
Sickness will do that.
Yeah.
I got
Like a
strep
feeling
this
of-
week.
Oh,
Did
good for
you?
Yeah, I was trying to match you. Ended up in the ER though. Wasn't fun.
Oh no.
I'd love
It
to
was
keep
bad.
chatting like this, but by God, we've got things to do.
Okay, fine.
We've got things to do. Here's an oldie but goldie. We haven't seen it in a while, and there it is.
The Diver Dan.
No, that's later.
New old news.
It's action news with emphasis on the O. Oh my God.
I'm John Pruitt. Disaster struck today as I chose to wear this suit on television. It was a thing with a train and a car. This is a train. It's big. This was a car. Cars are big, but smaller than trains. Even this officer says so.
Yes, trains are much bigger.
Truck. Bigger than a car, smaller than a train. Monica?
I'm Monica Kaufman. This is fire. It's hot. It has flames. Don McClellan reports.
When things get very hot, there's smoke. And when there's smoke, there's fire. This place got very, very hot. Hotter than a large speeding train. Picture Beyonce, Brad Pitt, and Denzel. Fire is hotter than them put together. Now, this man found out the hard way. His name is Max, but now his friends call him Lefty.
I thought them little red and yellow tongues looked pretty as hell. Like they were calling me. So I put on my best cardigan and went and played with it. It's like they were teasing me, begging me to touch them like an old girlfriend. Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice. Man, that was pretty.
In case you're not sure whether Fire is calling to you or not, here's a hotline you can call to learn more. And we call it a hotline for a reason. It's Fire, people. Fire. Get it?
Thanks, Monica. Speaking of fire, what about this suit? It's fire. Has anyone used that expression yet? Am I the first? Will it catch on like fire? Anyway, the state legislature met today to discuss term limits and travel vouchers, but not until they held their weekly bingo game. Bingo was the first order of business. Legislators focused on their bingo cards until
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Legislator Bill Jones on his mobile home bill calls the bingo numbers every week. It's a Senate tradition.
That's been a well-kept secret. And so was the identity of CIA agent Tim Walsh until now. John?
Monica, there's entirely too much secrecy in the CIA. Our reporter, Andy Cassels, uncovered a secret agent who wasn't happy at all. I'm standing outside the Capitol building in Washington, where I tracked down and followed a man who turns out to be a secret agent. I confronted him and forced him to talk on camera. I did it for America.
I'm a dead man walking, Andy. I wish you hadn't done this. My family will also be targeted now. Damn it!
We probably shouldn't have done that. Here's a woman who probably shouldn't have worn a ridiculously loud and ugly checked suit. Don McClellan reports.
In case you thought the fashion police was just a snarky saying, think again. Mrs. Rita Hemsworth found out the hard way that it's real.
People say I look like Tom Cruise.
He doesn't. But Mrs. Hemsworth looks like spending time behind bars for that outfit.
I don't know why people have such awful taste in clothing. I really hope they lock her up forever.
I'm now standing outside the Magic Mart on Glenmore Road. I'm supposed to be covering a fire downtown, but my wife asked me to pick up some cigarettes and Pampers for the kid. I think I'll go in there now. Maybe they have Twizzlers. Back to you, gang. Twizzler, Don and his classic Don, right?
Yeah, Don and his Twizzlers, what a riot. Yeah, Don and his Twizzlers, he goes on and on about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don's got some Twizzler stories that'll knock your socks off.
Looking at your jacket, I can't imagine what your socks look like.
Amateurs.
Okay, enough banter. Here's some weather. It seems Texas has its own clouds. That's right. They never crossed the border into America. We're keeping an eye on that. Meanwhile, man, oh man, and man, oh man, do I love touching this weather map. I mean, you can just feel how rugged the East Coast is. Sometimes run my fingers through the Delaware water gap. Even the ocean feels incredible. So smooth. Ooh, we can feel the waves.
Thanks, Johnny. You're kind of dressed like a giant Twizzler today. The U.S. Army has been looking into allowing its troops to wear bell-bottom jeans to keep up with all the groovy new fashion trends. But first, Jocelyn Dorsey reports on technology gone wild.
Technicians from across the state have come together to build the world's most complex machine. And now they have no idea what it does or how to turn it off. Is that the switch? Who knows?
We were afraid to just pull the plug on it. It began as a device to test refrigerator magnets, but then who needs a device like that anyway? At this point, I only know that it would be more dramatic to slowly zoom in closer on my right. It's working.
Is that a CT or a GT behind me? We simply don't know, but here's sports reporter Mike Blaine.
This is Mike Blaine reporting from perhaps the most exciting sporting event of the week, the men's intramural Monopoly finals. 5 young men who will never kiss a woman are racing around the board. Of course, the only chest they'll ever touch is the community chest, and the only chance they'll have is none. Roll all the doubles you want, Junior, and put up them hotels. You'll never be a racing car, only an old shoe. Monica, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Awesome callers. speaking of collars, they collared that Matthews guy. He's obviously guilty as hell. Everyone knows it. I mean, look at this guy. First of all, do innocent people have mud shocks of themselves? I don't think so. His trial is coming up, but there's no way the bastard will get off. Don McClellan talked to this seedy-looking lawyer.
Mr. Kermish, you publicly stated that your client should go to the electric chair. Do you think that's a wise move?
Look, I'm a lawyer. I have mouths to feed, I have suits to buy, and personal grooming equipment to maintain. This Jamoke has what? Maybe $11 to his name? That's monopoly money, pal. I need to shake off this clam and latch onto some real Bernie Madoff type stuff. Capiche?
Apparently, Johnny the meteorologist was upset by the comment Monica made comparing his jacket and tie to Twizzler. He's ditched that getup and has this very personal report.
John, many people don't know that my friends call me Johnny Two Clocks. Here's the reason: I own 2 clocks, plus a large machine that reminds me to look at them. That's right, I suffer from hyperclockia. You can help. Give money to your local Hyperclockia Foundation. Every minute counts, twice. Only you can stop.
Johnny Two Clocks, a timely issue. How ironic that we are now out of time. For no reason at all, I'll say goodbye for Monica, even though she's right next to me. Good night, and remember, trains are bigger than cars and trucks.
That was funny, dude. The winner chicken dinner gets me because it sounds like he's so close to the microphone. It's just perfect. And did you look up the Delaware water gap? You had to have.
No.
Did you just know about that?
Well, I've driven down from New York. You passed through the Delaware water gap. Yeah.
Figure.
I was there 2 weeks ago.
There? Okay.
It's near Poughkeepsie.
It's it's west of Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie. Okay.
Parsippany.
Parsippany. Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
Parsnippany.
Oh, God, I haven't seen that in so long.
Nice to bring in some other current events that aren't just the current events, you know?
Some current events from the 80s.
Yeah. Here's what you missed.
Yeah.
1984.
Well, we don't have time to talk about that. That's a shame because I know we left ourselves in a real cliffhanger last week. And,
yeah.
So we need to get right to that. I've been dying to see this. So
when are they going to find out that the mermaid's a squatter?
That's all she seems to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we are.
Below it's the there's adventure and danger. That's where you'll
guys.
Find
you can let me out of the tank now.
These scenes are surprising and strange.
Guys,
never you'll see on the land.
We finally added a bubbler there.
Fish. To do his job is his only wish. While on duty, he'll never sleep, but patrols for danger in the deep.
Oh God, is this going to be like Dead Poets Society? Hey, everybody, I got a tiny house. Come on in, look at it. It's huge because I'm even smaller. It's an Airbnb.
Trip off. About face. On swim. Hut, hut, hip, hut, hut, hut. Halt. Hey. That's strange. And it's hot.
I better get closer to it.
That looks like a bubbling pit.
Wow. Plus my barracks bang if this doesn't look like trouble. Nothing in the manual about this. Better report this to the CO and on the double.
Tell anybody else that there's smoke underwater.
Yeah.
Double time. All right.
Is this the episode they teach the kids about geothermal vents?
No, the episode that inspired a Deep Purple song.
What did he find? Did he
How to broil fish.
I don't know. He sure looked worried there. And I like the shark was after him. I devote, Fred.
Go over there and see what Ruff is scared. Who, me? But of course, who else could I send? Well, let's think about it.
Oh God,
How
just see his
about
face.
you? Very well, you jellyfish. I'll lead the way.
Doesn't look like a jellyfish.
From behind you. Well, that's great, boss. Sometimes, Trigger, I wonder why I even bother to keep you on as the trigger fish of the diabolical Baron Barracuda. Lead on, Baron Diabolical.
Uh-oh.
Say, boss.
This won't be good.
Is the exercise of following in front of you, or am I getting hotter? Fool, you're not so hot. It's heat from an underwater volcano. Volcano? I hate boiled fish, especially when it's me. See you around, boss. Come back here, you spineless wonder. But, Baron, guy can get hurt around a volcano. Exactly. Say someone like Finley, or Diver Dan, or that stupid Sergeant Major. Hey,
Diver
that
Dan.
sounds like good, dirty fun, boy.
Is he in this
How
series?
are we going to
Diver
arrange a barbecue over that pit? Very simple. You remember that old fish net we found? Yeah, boss. I have it stored in your filing cabinet under net profits. Good. We will conceal ourselves nearby. You will hold one end, I'll hold the other. And when the first fish comes along, we toss the net over him and pull him over the pit.
I think it's nice he gets a close-up.
I told you to call me Baron
100%
again and
agree.
again and
I
again.
was thinking the same thing. I feel like I'm
Baron,
watching a
again
Jerry
and again.
Bruckheimer movie.
It takes too long that way, Baron. Anyway, how are we
You
going
sure
to
this
get
he's
any
not
of those
Nicolas
creeps to
Cage?
come over
Because he's
here?
been acting in everything.
Don't worry about that. Unless I am mistaken. And of course, I never am. The Sergeant Major will return with someone to investigate. Why, he's probably reporting to the mermaid right now. Yes,
Please
Miss
get out of my
Minerva
house,
is one of
mermaid.
my most interesting cases. Then I remember a time I had to treat a sardine for a bad case of
Playing
claustrophobia.
lacrosse or something?
Claustrophobia? What's that?
Claustrophobia is
Yes, the mermaid's gassy.
an unreasonable
Pronounced
fear of being
lacrosse-ophobia.
confined in a small place.
Well, that's not so unreasonable for a sardine, I must say.
Perhaps not, but
Hey, way to take all my personal cares and
Hello,
just squash
Sergeant
them into
Major.
nothing. And
a moment,
demean
please,
them.
Mr. Neighbor. I haven't halted yet. Company, halt! Sergeant Major requests permission to speak to the company commander.
At ease, Sergeant Major. He's so military.
Regular Marine.
Oh, jeez.
Mr. Neighbor, I've been patrolling around. I want to report a strange bubbling
He's
pit.
got a gun.
A bubbling pit? What does it look like? Well, it appears to be a small mound on the ocean floor, but it keeps bubbling. Sounds sort of like this. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Burping.
Ooh, Miss Minerva, do you know what this might mean?
Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good.
It has all the symptoms of an underwater volcano. And from the sergeant's description, I would say it's coming to life again. Volcano? Well, I'll be a yard bird if that doesn't sound bad. Oh, it's very bad. It could cause enough heat around here to cook us all, Sergeant Major. Oh, I better diagnose the situation.
Maybe we shouldn't be
Will
talking
you
about
take
it.
me to the
We should go
bubbling
look
pit
at
right
it.
away? Ready to move off right now, Doc. Will you be all right, Miss Minerva?
Oh, yes, Sergeant, but you and Doc had better investigate further and report to me immediately. We may have to clear the danger area at once.
Okay, all in.
I might have to move.
I'm coming, Sergeant.
It's a shame to have trouble in our ocean, but it's nice to have brave fish at times like this.
I thought she was going to break
gonna-
into song there.
I thought she was going to sing.
And as the volcano continues to bubble, Dan and his friends get deeper in trouble.
Oh, no.
There's one other menace, don't forget.
Where's Dan?
The Baron and Trigger have that old fish net.
He moves among creatures of frightening features, flashing teeth, slashing jaws, flapping fins, snapping claws. He protects and he saves his friends.
On the next episode, if we're lucky, Diver Dan makes an appearance.
Diver Dan.
Wait, how is he in the credits here? We never saw him. Oh, at the beginning.
You know what my name is? I'm Frank effing Frida. I am Joe.
I was Diver Dan when you were going out with cheerleaders.
When you were in diapers. Well, not really, because TV wasn't around yet. You were about the same age as me, but you know my point.
Well, that was very informative.
Someone had to say it.
That was.
So, once again, a cliffhanger. Now I gotta wait.
Let's get more of that.
Yeah,
That was the catchphrase for the Diver Dan show back then. I looked it up.
Yes,
Diver Dan. Let's get more of that.
Yeah, we're in too deep to pull out now. Yeah.
On the next episode of Diver Dan comes up all wet? Question mark.
On the next episode of Diver Dan.
Diver Dan encounters a blowfish.
I think we should do a prequel about a guy who's getting his scuba diving license so that he can go out and scuba dive. Named Dan, and fill in that backstory.
Snorkel Daniel.
Pre-diver Dan?
Snorky Sam.
I want to know how Minerva got down there then.
I don't know. That
She
doesn't
paid
look
the
like
first
she's going
and
anywhere.
last and just
From what I understand, she had a rocky past.
So how's your week coming up?
I have
Not as good as that film in the beginning.
What's that? What's happening? What?
Alex.
I said it's going to be about as good as that film we watched in the beginning for Kroger.
I'm spending the bulk of my week figuring out the best way to wear this for next Dawn Patrol. I think I figured it out, though.
Your homework.
Yeah, that's why I always,
Yeah, see, I need to get one like yours because it's going to be getting cold up here soon. So I'm wearing only the inner lining of mine because I need to get the actual size.
Where are you anyway?
I'm in the Pacific Northeast.
Are you?
I'm in Oregon.
You're in Oregon?
No, he's not.
Is that where Oregon
Not
is?
for nothing, though. Today I did have a thought of going and asking people, hey, I'm here to do a show for the Dawn Patrol, and just asking random strangers questions about Oregon, but proceeding it as questions about their local city,
Ask them questions about Washington.
Yeah. Why not?
That'd be hilarious. You should.
Anybody else have anything coming up this week?
No.
Yeah, just
No.
work.
How about you?
Me? Same old. You know me. I just do that.
You always say that, but then you show the doghouse, so I can never see what you're showing me.
Yeah. Well, if you
I'll figure it out one day.
Well, if you have a paid subscription to the show, you get to see that content.
Oh, how do I do that?
Dawn Patrol Plus. Yeah.
I need the Dawn Patrol Plus app.
TikTok just added that. You can have a paid subscription.
Yeah.
Now on Patreon.
I totally set it up, but I didn't do anything with it.
Okay. Well, it's been a gas, as they used to say.
Yes, it has.
I've been aghast too.
See you guys. Have a good
Bye-bye.
Bye.